Hi, I'm Eve Victory. I'm the Hospitality and Tourism Management Instructor, and we are about to take a tour of the Oaklawn Foundation Hospitality and Tourism Center. So come along. Okay, this is our main dining space, of course painted in NPC's colors. This can serve for any type of dining. We use it for projects. We're planning to go ahead and actually try to get this to a point where we're going to have people come and visit us when maybe we can get out of the more COVID phase, and hope that we can actually fill this entire place next fall with folks coming to eat with us. I say we'll go and pan on this space. On this side, we have our role play room, which we use during customer service role play for hotels, for dining service, you name it. It's a good way to get students to actually have immediate reactions to issues that could come up and problem solve right on their toes. My office is in through there, but we're going to go to our lovely gem of a kitchen. I know that's what everybody wants to see. Welcome to our jewel of the kitchen. I'm going to bring you around this way so you can see the amazing equipment that we have in here. I don't know if any of my students will agree, but this is my prize. This is my favorite piece of equipment. It is top of the line standard dishware washing, 180 degrees, but it's got all kinds of programmable features. It is so slick that it actually removes its own heat at the end of the cycle. You can hear it do it so that you don't scald your fingers when you touch the dishware when it's sanitized. Okay, something else that actually I know makes our students happy is right around this way. We did not have a very large sink area, even though we had a 3-compartment sink. It was rather small. We didn't have sprayers. We didn't have anything. So it made things very, very uncomfortable to wash dishes. Now we wash dishes with real ease. So the fact that it's so close to our dishwasher, that makes them extra happy because they know that they can just rinse and soak real well, and then that big piece takes over. Right next to us, we have our walk-in freezer and walk-in cooler. And our freezer actually is extremely amusing. I tend to tease my students and say they better behave or they're going to get put in here. You can barely sometimes stand it because it literally, sometimes this says minus 14 degrees, not just minus 10 or minus 11. We actually have already filled it up some. We have inventory in preparation for our first fundraiser for Dine and Shop. And I do keep flour and other things in here when we have extra. Again, if you like to look in the cooler's a little bare. What's that nursery rhyme? The cupboard is bare because we are not producing major amounts of food yet. So inside this sucker, lovely and delightful, everything brand new. Oh, I forgot in the corner we have a chocolate festival tasting bit that we tried. See how it's going to freeze. I think we're going to do cannoli truffles. Let's go ahead and go into the main part of the kitchen. This is our workstation, mostly when we saute or do anything directly on our stove. This is our old piece, which we're getting ready to get replaced. We have stationary workstations as well as rolling stations. We often do things where L shapes are better if we're making pasta or fashioning something else. You can see from a equipment perspective what's new and nice and shiny. We have a tilting skillet. It's a 40-quart capacity. That is one of the coolest pieces of kitchen equipment you can find. It is an all-purpose, and it literally will tilt when you use it. It has the ability to do everything from more grilled cheese sandwiches than you can imagine to quarts and quarts of chili, and you can actually rotate it so that it will tilt out for you. Can you see that going? And then, because the hydraulics on this thing are so cool, all I have to do is press the button and it goes right now. It's incredibly versatile. You can do just about any kind of preparation in this. This is exciting to have. We also have this incredible food system. This is absolutely necessary to have simply because of putting out fires and also temperature control. The fans kick on automatically when it feels like it's too hot in here, which not only salvages our students from sweating all the time, but also helps keep down costs overall and electricity from running air conditioning and such. Right here we have our 9 blocks, which are wonderful being installed here. We also have several KitchenAid mixers, and we kind of have a whole bank, so maybe we should kind of walk down this way, see what else we have. On this side of the world, in this kitchen, we have our newer ovens and lovely, lovely workstations. We have an entire station dedicated to vegetables, which is something that's invaluable because cutting up vegetables and prepping vegetables takes more space more than anything else most of the time. We also, right next to it, have a baking station, which is, again, incredibly important. We have already used this repeatedly for chocolate festival testing, for when we went to the farmer's market and made incredible amounts of wonderful things like strawberry banana bread and maple scones. And if you didn't get any, I apologize, but it's great. We sold that, by the way. So the students are having a really, really good time. That's what really matters to me. And I have some students that have come back just to see, and they are just desperately jealous of it all. The beauty of it, though, is that I still have some students who are participating along with, and they're having such a good time with all the space and all of the features and all of everything of being in a true commercial kitchen. Behind us, we have one of our new gas ovens that's complete with a salamander. We also have a fryer now, which is something that everybody's really excited to use. They ask me every day, what can you make, what can you make? And this is our stacked convection oven. That is invaluable because we just normally would try to work around with crock pots and maybe a holding cabinet or two, but now we don't have to worry about holding or cooking through or warming or anything. It's just going to change. It's going to change the entire program as we go through. It just is. Last but not least, in this magnificent kitchen, we have a full steam table. So much so that when we actually serve from here, we're going to be able to prep our paninis like literally to order because we have so much more space in here, working in here. It's ideal because we have workstation behind us, workstation in front of us, and with the steaming capability, the only thing that needs to go on in there is anything that's going to be sort of a long-term kind of holding pattern. We can pretty much take care of any kind of thing that we're going to be serving directly just from this area. It's going to be amazing. The other thing that's really, really helpful in this situation is this semester, of course, it's with COVID going on, we have a much smaller class. But normally my classes can be anywhere from 14 to 16 people. Fitting 14 to 16 people in a space that maybe was, I don't know, a little bit bigger than this was really kind of rough with equipment. So at this point, I can actually have people doing their own roux, their own stocks, their own pasta at every single station instead of sharing space. That is going to, again, change that class. It changes everything that we're going to do from a perspective of learning, even about the equipment itself. My students have inspected, they want to understand it all. Normally we have to go on field trips to see this kind of equipment. Now it's here. Same thing with any kind of project prep for our menu projects or anything else. They know they can come in and they won't be in somebody else's way or have to borrow equipment or share space or share refrigerator space when they do their projects. So that all by itself makes life simpler. But what this looks like for this program, what it contributes to this program, gives the students another reason to be proud of getting a degree from here. This is our lovely classroom with lots of natural light. We've incorporated all sorts of project bits from previous students and current students. I actually allowed them to go ahead and decorate it themselves so it would feel more like home. When we first started out in this space, we had sort of a COVID open air classroom out there, actually more in the space that you're going to see shortly. So decorating this made them feel like, okay, now we have our own home base. We have a refrigerator still. This used to be the faculty and staff rec room, if you will. So we've actually cleaned that up, and we're going to use that probably for student lunches and whatnot. They're really, really comfortable in here now. They've made it their own, and that makes a big difference when it comes to hospitality or any group that's going to stay together most of the time. They feel like they have their own base. They feel like they've made it their own. And in this configuration in particular, we can kind of see each other and work together better and respond to each other better by actually seeing our faces despite these things. So, this of course is all storage. On the other side of the room though, you will see many of the things that they began to decorate. They say they're not finished yet because they kind of want to hang up more things and move some other things out the way. We have several project pieces from students previous to this group and current students. We just actually had our Urban Spice project, and the lavender setup is down there. I've had students do reports on the history of beer. You can see all those things left over. The art of wine labels. We have our lovely alligator that a student made all out of paper mache, and he's wonderful, so he's staying forever. I even have her autograph, and he's fabulous. And then on this side, we have all of our awards from chocolate festivals to chili festivals, and you name it. This is home, and we're happy to be here. Last but not least in our wonderful space, we have actual project space, which is critical because students have to apply everything that they learn in that wonderful home classroom, literally kinesthetically. They learn visually, they learn orally, they have to perform in front of guests, in front of industry contacts, you name it. So this gives them an opportunity to showcase themselves without having to schedule against other things like we did in the other building. It's all our space, and it really creates a real cohesive feel. Down there we have a private dining area, which will work out great for, again, post-COVID, see what we're going to do. This space we have already used for project area, and we have another area that can be either used as a conference room, or right now we're in the throes of trying to get our diamond shop ready. Yes, we're going to do that again. And so we're going to create our own little shop, and right out of the area that I showed you, we're going to work out of there and do our paninis and our soup and our salads and our desserts. It is incredible to be in this space. It took me a couple of months to feel like it was real, to feel like it belonged to the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program. And every day I walk in and I still get that feeling, you know, the kind that makes you sort of buzzy, because I can't believe that we have an entire area that's just for us and to educate these students the way they need to be educated.